a while. And then all the work you have to do to do it. But anyway, I'm going off. But let me go ahead and let's go around and just, if you want to introduce yourself, what you're hoping to do or what you want to do or what you would like to do.
Sulema Castillo, I would like to paint this white or off-white or something and then distress it a little bit.
Cool. Somebody please.
My father made it and
Really?
he passed away, so that's all I have.
That's beautiful.
So I'm gonna give it to my daughter, so I wanna try and make it a little more presentable, because kids today don't want to.
No, they don't want one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought if I painted it and distressed it a little bit, it might be more attractive to the girls.
Well, thank you.
My name is Diana Castillo, and I just bought this old bench. Is it good for outside chair? Because this is what we use outside.
As long as you seal it.
seal it.
Yeah, that's when you probably want to do
Plastic.
polyurethane or some other clear coat on.
Oh,
Yeah,
because I have a whole bunch of these that we use when we work.
yeah. It'll stay as long as you seal it. Not wax it. It has to be a clear coat. Yeah.
And I'm her sister and her sister-in-law, and I'm Joyce Salinas, and we're off of Lifer Raymond.
And they made me come.
Dragged me. It's not an antique like hers, and she make it, but she would have it. But it's never had anything on it, so I wanted to, give it some.
What's the matter?
I'm Amy Gonzalez, and I bought this chair some years ago, and they had it at an antique sale, and no one was buying it, so I bought it for nothing, and I just use it as a little desk chair in the empty bedroom, but I just wanted to bring it back to life and be able to use it as a accent table somewhere in the
Yeah.
house if I need to.
Pretty.
I'm Leanne Stopp. I'm the drifter.
We just pulled her off the street.
I didn't want to commit, so when I didn't commit, this is what happens.
We have a few of those. Those are the best ones.
Actually, I want to learn about the paint. I do a lot of crafting,
Cool.
and I just moved here.
Oh, okay. From where?
I'm from Wisconsin. I lived in Phoenix for a year, and then my husband's job brought us this way, so we're here.
Oh,
You were here at our last market day, right?
I was.
Like 2 market
I
days.
told you to contact me.
Yes.
And
And I
I've
didn't.
been liking things on Facebook, and I came across your post, and I liked it, but then I couldn't find it, and I went on your page. I looked up the stuff, and I found you, but I could not, for the life of me, find the post, and I'm like, oh, maybe she canceled it. And then we were sitting over in Pep Boy's parking lot, just short story, and I'm like, wait, she's having it. It's 10 minutes from now. And my boys are like, Mom, no. And I'm like, just try me off.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up here as a drifter.
There you go.
Well, this drifter too, she's been at 2 market days, and we're trying to convince her to do Chalk Couture, but this guy won't let her. So,
Yeah, well, you gotta know my husband. He lets me do everything. So. Rub off on him. Yep.
So,
Get together.
my name is Veronica Garcia, and I love crafting. I just haven't had a lot of time, but when I saw the Chalk Couture, and I've always wanted to learn how to chalk paint furniture, and what a perfect fit. So that's one of the reasons why I keep gravitating towards the booth during market days.
I know, I love this
So-
store. So don't you have any pieces of furniture in here we could actually do
I
and
have
buy from you?
anything that's wood.
I
Yeah.
mean,
She's
show
afraid
us
you
some.
do.
I'm willing to spend.
You gotta spend.
See, I asked
this
about
little
that.
one.
Yes.
Hillman used this one.
Okay. Hey.
This I found it outside, so it was a free one. But that's not what it's going to cost you.
Fine. Hey.
But that's not.
That makes a great plant
If you
stand.
don't ask, you'll never know, right?
Yeah, ladies, and that's a really, what's so great about chalk paint is that you can, anything that's, you can use it on anything. You can use it on glass, metal, wood, what else? Am I running off?
Glass, metal, wood, enamel, fabric.
Ceramic?
Chalkboard.
You can, we've seen like there's a YouTube where you can paint a sofa. She painted a sofa, but it requires a lot of paint because it soaks it up so much. But you can do it, and she even did it to where, she's actually the owner, the creator. And the thing was is that She says it doesn't feel, you know how when you paint something, it gets all crunchy or whatever? It doesn't.
She's the owner. She
And
can
she
blend
shows
it.
you how to do it. Now that is, maybe once you get really good with the paint, then you can try that. But practice on something you can sand it off.
Where do you get that kind of paint?
She, Miss Mai actually does sell some here, so afterwards, if you want to get some paint, she's got 3 different sizes, and we can look at them afterwards. I can give you some suggestions. Like I said, if you want to embellish it, like maybe, and I'm just using yours as an example, but if you don't want to go way over the top, just get a solid, nice, simple color, white, off gray. Do that, and then when you distress it, if you want to then add like a metallic gold or silver or maybe some favorite color just to do on the trim, that's fine. If you want to get something like this, now what's so great about getting a piece that has a lot of curves, there's pros and cons. The con is it's going to be a lot of work, but when it's finished, it's going to be so beautiful. So whenever you go to the flea market or whatever, I mean, Mom's always laughing at me because I don't look at what they have there in front of me. I'm looking at what's behind them or in the trailer because they don't take them off for whatever reason. And I even had one gentleman as I was going by and I'm like, "Are you selling that chair, sir?" Where he was sitting, and he goes, "I could." I said, "I'll take it." And it was like $5. And they usually sell it cheap because they don't realize, you know, maybe it's missing a spindle or something. Oh, and for those of you that don't know, I started working with power tools, so I can do a little bit of stuff. But before, when I
You can
started,
do Chalk Couture on that one.
once I learned how to do the chalk paint, I was painting everything afterwards. It's so much fun. It's so easy. You can't make a mistake. And if you do, you can sand it off. It's really simple. So if everybody already picked up paints, okay, it's gonna be really easy. You got a brush with you, and if I'm missing anything, Miss, you know, please feel free to jump in.
Yes.
But there's going to be hopefully a series of 2 or 3 of these classes. This one's going to be a simple distress class. And it's going to be just one color that we're going to pick and then just distressing. It's going to be really simple. Anybody can do it. Hopefully the next one we'll be adding a little bit more, maybe 2 colors. 2 colors, of course, and you don't even have to wait that long in between coats. Because chalk paint is just that. It comes off like a matte color. Okay, it feels like just like a chalkboard. And you can do one, let it sit for an hour or so, and then go back and then do the second coat. And then what's so good about that is you can just do it on the, you know, maybe on the edges or wherever you're gonna want to distress it, that other color is gonna pop out. You can do that. There's also the blending. You can do all kinds of stuff. I've done it to where I'll paint it and I'm like, yeah, I didn't like that. Then I paint another color, like, yeah, that didn't work either. I'll have like 5 layers of paint, but when you do that many, I start to sand. But then when you start sanding it, those 5 layers start coming out. And it never fails. It looks so pretty because some of the different colors are coming out and it just looks so nice. But 5 layers is 5 layers, and sometimes you don't have time for that. But sometimes the first one will work, you know, and you'll be lucky. That'll be good. But let's go ahead. The first thing you're going to want to do is with your DIY chalk paint. And what's so good about this is you can actually paint indoors, ladies. It doesn't smell. It comes out with water, so you can easily just wash your hands or use like some wipies that we have on the tables. But shake your paint. Shake your paint. You want to make sure because, like I said, this is not latex paint. It's actually chalk paint. So it's going to have like a thickness to it. It's going to be like what's a good consistency?
Like cake batter.
Like cake batter.
But if y'all are stingy on paint and you want to save paint, get your piece wet or get your brush wet. Either one.
Thick. You can just dab it in the paint very lightly to start off, and you're just going to, and it doesn't matter which way, up or down, side or whatever, it's not going to matter.
And then just,
But
just wet everything down. And also that's going to be another tip later. But you're going to feel, when it starts to dry, just get your paintbrush wet or get your piece wet, okay? And the water's not going to do anything to it, so don't worry about it.
yeah, so it'll just make it a whole lot smoother. So there's some
Some people like to see the brush strokes and some people don't. If you don't like to see the brush strokes, get it wet.
And then,
Are we gonna start on the legs or can we spray it all right now? And then
Just spray as you go.
Yeah,
By the
spray
time
as
you
you
get,
go.
yeah, it'll dry. And you'll feel it on your brush when it starts to dry.
And we're gonna start with the legs?
you can start wherever you
Okay.
want, yeah.
Whatever.
So, now once you start getting the section that you're going to start painting, just go ahead and open up your jar. And like I said, it's, if you can open it. At first, you're going to just, you open it up.
Just spray
Just
it.
get a little bit so you can get a feel of how it feels when you start painting. Can you open it?
She's got a man over here.
See if we can do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
If not, I'm here.
Yeah, and now I got my back up. Holy crap.
So start on the
So we
leg,
stuck
start
on
on the top if you want to put it down.
I've
so you
used
can
it
work on
before.
the top
That's
of
my
it.
one of my
Whatever you
favorite
want.
colors.
Whatever's easier for you.
Of course, she had to get a hold of it.
Right?
Entirely up to you. If you don't want for there to be, if you want to take it down to the
Because it was the only two.
if you're gonna want to completely cover where you don't see the
If you open
grain,
it to the
then
I
Yeah.
just
go
in
ahead
the
and paint it. You might want to do a thin
I
layer
just in the
first,
far it's not fair.
and then when it dries up, and
Thank
it
you
will
for
dry
making me
pretty
look
quick,
good.
then you can go back and do a second coat.
No, pretty good.
You were
But do you
almost
see how
there.
it has like a, once you paint it, once you start brushing it on there, you're gonna see how quickly it's gonna start drying. But do you see how it has that like a chalky kind of feel to it? Once it starts getting a little dry, touch it, and you'll see it's like a chalkboard. It feels like chalkboard.
And the idea is to color some of the black, in this case I wanna cover the black. So I
Yeah,
use
if you're gonna want some of this back to pop out, which more than likely it will, only because, well, it's black, and then also it wasn't sanded, so it's gonna come out. Yeah, you're gonna have to do several.
Yeah, that
layers
one's
of
gonna
it.
be real pretty.
Yeah, but actually the black.
Cause you don't even have to sand it, just with a little wipey thing, you're gonna wipe the, where it normally would distress.
Yeah, so when the black pops out, it's gonna look real pretty.
Yeah.
So be thinking about what you're going to, if after the class, you're thinking, oh, okay, well, it's a nice solid one color, but maybe later on, you're going to want to add like a metallic or something to the trim, you can definitely do that.
Is there a
It was
preferred,
my son and my daughter's.
like brush best
There's some, Miss Mia, do you have your brushes? I know the real pretty
Is
ones.
there
are-
like a
Yeah,
better-
there's really nice expensive brushes.
Yeah,
Let
well,
me go
there's
get
some,
But they're reusable, right? Like
oh,
can
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
of
That's
course.
the good thing. Like it's worth the investment.
They're
if it's
Pixie paint brushes. Let me go get
Pixie paint.
They don't leave streaks, and they're very usable. Now these are just chippy brushes that you can get at Lowe's for like $1 or $2. Now just know the better the brush, the less streaks you have, and you can reuse them a whole lot more. But people, the reason they like the chalk paint is because since it is an antique piece, they want it to look
Keeps
old.
that antique look.
Exactly. So there's all different kinds of techniques that you can use. There's the distressing, there's the wet distressing, there's the dry distressing, which is really cool. Then there's the layering, of course. Then there's the chipping. You know where, and my mom said, yeah, exactly. I mean, mom's like, why don't you just leave it outside? It'll chip eventually, right? Or like I was telling my mom the other day, I was like, oh, Mom, look at Hobby Lobby. They got this stuff where it'll create rust. She goes, just put it outside when it rains. It'll get rust.
Well, I think these are the ones I use, and these are painted. If they wanna try them out, they can try them out and pass them around, I just need to wash it in between.
I was just wondering if there's
No,
a better
they're awesome
brush,
brushes.
Yeah, if you guys want to feel these, you will actually feel the difference on these brushes, maybe,
You'll finish faster,
because
it's better.
they're not hard like those.
Use less, you know what I mean?
So they are softer But they are pricey. This is an investment right here. So if you're going to be doing a lot of chalk painting, and she's got some here, and you
But
want
with
to like,
DIY paint, what they're trying to tell you also is you can use any old brush.
yeah.
And it's gonna work.
So it all depends on the look of what you want your piece to be. So if you want it really, I mean, because if you go, like I said, you go on YouTube, you'll see women that, they're making this as their living.
Right.
But their pieces and brushes and everything they use are, on the higher end because they're selling. But if you want something for yourself and you don't mind a little bit of streaks here and there, I actually like that color. So now if you get if you're painting right now and then you start to use a water spray and it gets on some of the stuff that you painted, that's fine. Just go and paint it over. Like I said, you can't go wrong with chalk paint. You really can't. And believe me, I've tried. So, does anybody have any questions so far? What are you surprised about?
How easy it is.
Yeah, it's super easy.
There's snacks.
And the more you get to play with it and learn, you just start doing all kinds of stuff. I mean, there was here's another one. Let me see which one okay, here, let me show you this. I mean, you can even do clay. I'm sure you guys have seen this on Pinterest and what have you. So you got flower pots right here. And you can just distress them. This is what you call the dry brushing. It's basically all you're doing is like, after you've gone back and forth a few times and then you're almost out of paint, then get it and just slap it around. That's dry brushing.
Wow.
Okay? If you want wet
Look at that
distressing,
color
it's
over there.
more layered.
That coral
So it's
color
like
way over
this,
there.
in case you don't like the
I
clay.
can't see hers yet.
Now, if you want to
Oh.
add, and when then you start getting good and you want to do better, it gets more expensive. But here, they even have these molds. These are actually on Amazon. They're called letter I-O-D. I forgot what they stand for. So something,
It's for two sisters.
Something Orchard Designs, okay, molds. But you can buy these on Amazon. They're really not expensive. But once you start buying a lot of them, it starts to add up. But it comes with, you can buy I think it's called paper clay. You can buy it at Walmart or Hobby Lobby. And you put it on there, it's just like a little mold clay. And you don't even have to wait that long. As soon as you put it on there, just wait a minute or two, take it out, and then you can start putting them on your piece. Like let's say on this table, it doesn't have any kind of embellishment. So you can actually put this little mold right here with some wood glue. So like Miss Joyce over there, your little curve right there, you add a little mold on top, paint over it, and it'll look like it's already been there. Yeah, so it'll be a clay, but once you paint it,
I don't know if they're getting tomorrow.
exactly.
It's on hold somewhere.
Yeah, and I think they're really not expensive. I think it's like $10, and it goes a long way. So on this one, only because I'm me, you can add a little bit of glitter and then a little bling bling on there. But you can paint it if you want to. And you want to do the mold, if you want to start curving it like this, you take it out while it's still semi-wet. Because once it's hard, it's really hard to bend because it will break. So you can
The
definitely
edges,
do
Veronica. Your
that.
edges
The edges,
of your board.
like here.
Like pick it up, yeah.
Yeah, you can
And do
paint
the
your
edges.
edges if you want. There's even like if you guys go to like
This one
Goodwill.
looks finished.
Here's a frame that I got at Goodwill for $1. Painted it red, and then I just distress it. This is basically what you're going to be doing. If you want to add like gold or silver to the corners and stuff, you can do that. Now, if you want to, what I did inside, basically all it is fabric. But with chalk paint, you can actually paint the glass black or any color, but usually I do black. And then now you can make it into a little chalkboard. So with the Chalk Couture that we're going to show you afterwards, if we have time, you can put something on there like, you know, hello, home, do a menu, and you can actually write it or have your kids put notes on it. And it's just a little bit prettier than just writing a note or something. For the little crafty, for the craftiness.
Don't forget to touch
But what's really good about the
Don't forget to touch
chalk paint
no.
is you don't have
With
to
the
sand.
spots. Bien
You don't have to
tostaditas.
sand the piece before.
the
You don't have to sand the piece afterwards. But if you do want a smooth surface, of course, you do have to sand it. Now, do you ladies know anything about sandpaper? Okay, let me just touch for those of you that don't. So usually I get this small one. Well, I like to get Black & Decker, but I happen to have Diablo. So the smaller the number, Mr. Vanna White over there can, you know, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
The smaller the number, the more coarse it is, the harder it is. So if you're trying to really fix your furniture, like let's say this one over here, since it has some of the chippy, and then you know how it's like a little bumps here and there, you can use the fine one, the coarse one, and it'll smooth it out. But some people like it like that, so you can leave it like that. And then the higher the number, 120, 220, that's when you're just starting, you just want to smooth it out. Am I right, Mr. Vanna White?
Yes.
Actually, yes, ma'am, you are correct.
Thank you very much. So, so you can do the sandpaper. You don't even need a sander. You can do just the sheets.
Manually.
It's a lot more work,
Yeah.
but you can do it. Can I use yours really quick?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm really bad with names, you guys. So if you guys look over here for just a really quick second, you see how she's done. This can actually be called dry brushing. It has a little bit more layers, but you see how it still has the grain. She shows it off here. If she was to sand it a little bit, if she wants to show more of the wood, you can, or she can just start adding embellishments around it. But on something like this, you can even do a mold, put it right there, and it looks like a real pretty piece. Or we're going to show in a little while how to do Chalk Couture, and you can put like welcome home or welcome, and it's a nice piece to show off. But this, and then see how really quick?
Yeah, I did.
Chalk paint, and it doesn't come off. That was my favorite, but anyway, because I grabbed it over here, I'm sorry. But yeah, it paints, I mean, it dries really, really fast. I actually like that. That's pretty yellow too. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really liking that one.
Antique, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
That's
great.
the cake batter one?
Cake batter.
That's a really popular color right now, right?
Yeah.
Clothing and everything. The mustardy.
Grays, the mustardies, the corals.
The coral, yes.
Yeah, so if you want to, remember ladies, if you want to add a little something to your piece, consider, you know, doing a mold. You can even do, like I said, we're going to show you a little bit how to do Chalk Couture, where you can do wording on it, flowers, a picture, and it would actually be really nice to get like where's a little piece? Like, I'll show you this after, but this is just a small little piece. It looks like a little house. You can put something like home on it, and then add some other stuff to a little basket, and then give it as a welcome to your new home kind of thing. And it was all things that you made. So if you're really good with calligraphy also, or curving, you can freehand it yourself. That would be really nice. I thought I
You
was
have
doing
pretty
calligraphy, but
penmanship,
apparently
not
it's
me.
called
Look
cursive.
at this.
Calligraphy and cursive is two way different things. I was like, what? I thought it was calligraphy. No. I'm like, okay, never mind.
Never talk to me like that.
You
What's
pay
up,
money for this?
My Cricut can do calligraphy.
Right?
Is my putting on too much?
Yeah. you're
Well,
putting
Chalk
on a little
Couture
bit,
is,
but
the Cricut is awesome, but with Chalk Couture, there's no weeding,
because you don't want to do it.
there's no designing. It's already there. You just add your paste, peel and reveal, and you're done.
Well, with the Cricut though, you can cut it out in contact paper and then use your chalk and make your sign. That's what I would use it for.
Yeah. But one,
So I go on
one
Etsy and
use.
I download the JPEG,
JPEG.
and then I just print it out on the I cut it out on the contact paper, and then just put it out. Like you could do it on your piece of wood.
So you don't do weeding? with the sticky stuff, just with the contact paper, that's good enough, right? It sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Contact paper, cheapest way. I make signs like that with regular acrylic paint.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm like, damn,
It's chalk based,
Right.
mineral based.
That's why I wanted to see what this is all about.
Yeah. Wait till you see the Chalk Couture stuff. You're gonna like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's gonna be a really pretty one for the chocolate.
I have a question. Can I have a strawberry?
Yes, sir. You can come over here. Sir, come over here.
I wonder if
First time.
She's here for support. Are you
they're
done?
not washed,
Are you
so
gonna do another coat?
No.
grab a couple.
You're happy with it?
I make it like
Simple.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even want to know about that. So, they are really good. She even, they even have asparagus. I said, I want asparagus, and her husband went right out there to the dirt and just cut them. I'm like,
Where'd you go?
she has a farm in Lyford.
Who does?
Miss Joyce.
Oh. And she grows strawberries?
Strawberries, asparagus,
Do you
tomatoes.
pick your own or?
Well, she does, but they sell them at the farmer's market also on Saturdays.
Oh.
You haven't, oh, well, you do. Every Saturday, from 3 to 4:30, right across City Hall, right? Miss Joyce? Right across City Hall. They have a farmer's market. And I think they only close down for the summer, which is like from what, May, I think they close down until like, yeah. Oh, yeah. And her table always has a line. You better be there early. But they don't start selling till exactly 3 o'clock. But you want
When is this farmer's market?
Every Saturday, every Saturday.
At 3?
From 3 to 4:30 across City Hall.
So what's going on right now, right?
She gets 8 of them free in her kit.
It's over.
And everything else 40%. Mira, you can put some of these on.
Yeah, and you'll start to notice the, like I said, like,
Okay.
oh, let me show you guys something.
That's a different class.
When-
So
yeah,
do you
when-
save those then, or is it one-time use?
Monday?
Ah, those are cool. Then.
And
There's all kinds of stuff that you have to do.
Right, yeah, that's what happens with, well, I see what you're saying. These are reusable though, but that's the same concept with my,
So when it's new,
You guys, if you guys can look over here really quick, just for a second. Have you guys heard about the foil sheets?
foiling, yes.
The foil sheets? They're a little bit on the pricey side. They're a little bit on the pricey side. And the thing is that when you start gluing them on there, they tend to pretty much dissolve. They start to fall. And a lot of it goes to waste. I think it's like $10 for a few sheets, if I'm not mistaken, at Hobby Lobby. Maybe me wanting to figure out something cheaper. Do you guys like this? This is actually aluminum foil.
I was gonna say, I bet you use foil.
It's aluminum foil. And then you use a little bit of the chalk paint, the black, and then just touch it up to give it a more old antique look. But if you notice, because there's so many curves, this is how far I've gotten. It's
So
a
how
lot
big
of
are,
work.
it's the foil sheets are very small, right?
That you have to cut them really small in order for you to be able to go around the curves and what have you.
And you gluing them on there?
Yeah,
so see
Mod
what
Podge.
makes the foil stick to it.
Mod Podge. And the thing is that I actually started doing this and then I stopped. So these front two legs, and it's actually, what is it, glue. If you add a little bit of water to just Elmer's glue, that's another DIY Mod Podge. And I wasn't sure if it would actually stick, but these two, I've actually had this table for 2 years and I haven't finished it because it's so much work. And it's still on there.
And
So
then
it'll
the
work.
glue with
A little bit of water.
I have a
Go-
table exactly like that.
Yeah,
Two of them.
it's not very sturdy. That's why one of the reasons I haven't really, tried to finish it. But I wanted to.
And guess what I painted them?
What?
Acrylic.
Oh, yeah.
Guess what I'm gonna paint them now?
Chalk.
I'm gonna Chalk Couture them, and I'm gonna
Yes.
distress them now like I wanted it.
But yeah, there's all kinds of less expensive ways to do stuff, ladies. But the less expensive ways, it's a lot more work. If you look at the way you've been doing right now with your DIY paint, it's very easy. It's just slapping on there, it's drying, and it's pretty easy. But because it's actual chalk paint. Now don't worry if you're not gonna be able to finish. Hopefully you'll be able to do the first layer on there. And then I can show y'all how to distress. It's gonna be so easy. Y'all are gonna be like, that's it? Yes, that's it.
But I don't want it like
Yeah, it looks pretty. Yeah, every time, like I said, from now on, when you go to like a Goodwill, a flea market, don't look at how the piece is painted. Try not to look at how bad the piece is painted, or someone else did it, or whatever. Look at the curves of it.
I look at how bad it's damaged.
Yeah, well, sometimes even when it's, well, if you can't sit on it or anything, well, you know, it depends on what you want to use it for.
Sometimes I'm not finding many good pieces. Goodwill is
Lately, yeah, it's bad.
Goodwill's bad here.
I go to the Goodwill in Austin.
Yeah, that's what someone said to do. Goodwill in San Antonio and that way.
A lot of the stuff they give it away.
Yeah,
They put
here
it in
it's
curve.
so expensive.
They're charging how much?
Phoenix is like going to a home goods store. It's packaged, it's everything,
Yeah.
and it's $10. And I'm like, oh my god.
And here they're charging you to buy the pallets.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? They're charging you for pallets. Because now they know that people want to make stuff out of them. Don't worry too much about the underside. Just do the top for right now. So they won't look at the bottom. Don't worry too much about the underside, they won't look at it. Yeah. Unless someone goes, ooh, you did the bottom. But if you want to do the bottom, fine. But don't worry about the bottom right now. Do everything else that you can see, and then if we have time, we'll do the bottom.
Okay, so if we move it.
But there's actually a lady that's freehand. She has these kind of chairs, and oh my God, the detail she puts on them is crazy. You have to be really patient for that.
That's the lady that was down on that side of the street here. She had a store, his girlfriend had all these beautiful hand-painted pieces.
Okay, that's probably where I saw it too. But I know it's not interesting. Aren't they exquisite? Gorgeous. But I have no patience.
That's a bummer.
Oh, how was it?
Well,
Trash
I didn't feel it, so I need another one.
There you go.
She's so smart.
Um,
You didn't feel it or you didn't taste it?
I didn't feel the hairs standing up yet.
You want
You can. Can they take the bushes to the bathroom and
Yeah.
let me?
Or there's a little tub right there too. And just brush it on the little brush in the bottom with the water.
It'll come right off.
Just kind of rub it and then get a paper towel and dry it off.
This is not open. I think there's another one.
Okay, let me get that.
Yeah, the small one. I think it was on the second.
Yeah, it's chalk paint. It'll come right off. It's not like latex at all. It will just come right off. And some of the times, all you need is like a little bit of dish soap too.
Wow.
Ain't it pretty?
Let's see who's finished.
Okay, now your question is, you wait for it to dry, and then we have polyurethane, if you wanna do that. You wanna seal it?
Seal it afterwards. But I think, well, if she wants to do the chocolate tour, we'll have to wait. And then if she wants
You can seal it also.
then do the chocolate tour.
And then we seal it again. What's the chocolate for? That's what we're gonna do. But you don't have to do it if you wanna just,
If
you
you
know,
wanna
just the
just like
color,
that,
you're
right.
fine.
I kinda want it like that, I kinda like,
Put a design?
no.
Oh, she's gonna want it to distress a little bit
Okay,
more.
so then yeah, she's
Yeah, I'm
gonna
gonna show
take
her
a
how.
stress. Okay, you ready? ¿Te quieres sentar o no? Fíjese para.
Where's your?
So, because this doesn't stick super good, when you add your paste, you're just gonna add it and just squeeze, just one way, don't be doing the rubbing, okay? And you have to work real fast, I saw you painting real slow. Okay. You have to
No,
work
it's good
real
to
fast,
know.
or just do these two and then we lift it up, because if the chalk paste dries in between your silk screen, it's gonna pull it up. So you have to work real fast, okay? So, here you go. I would be if I would, no, it's really easy. Okay, let me see, let me make sure.
I could come here every weekend.
Yes, you could, it's also fun. Yeah. So just do up to there, get some more. You can be frugal, I mean, be generous, and then you take it all.
Faster, come on,
I
faster.
know.
Don't breathe, don't even breathe.
I'm supposed to breathe. Listen, you have to prove to your husband you can go into business.
Yes, 'cause
Come on,
I'm not seeing
faster.
it. I'm not seeing it.
It's like time is money. Time
You
is
missed
money.
the T over there. I think you missed
cover
your T.
all your,
Yeah,
what
you
do
gotta get
call it?
those bottom.
All your design area.
It's a big piece, you gotta hurry up. Okay. Jerk it on.
You need to go down.
Do you wanna leave it like that?
Does he need to like go get us something to eat or something?
I need some wine.
I can repair it up with you
I
guys.
do have one, but I don't wanna be responsible for y'all dancing on the table.
Yes.
That would make a good Facebook party. People will come.
If you weren't wanted before,
Put two, yeah, this, put some and then mix it and see how it comes out. And if it needs a little more, you can add some more.
So I know some people that would love to come to a party.
put more there and put more there and right there.
Is it enough or not?
And I think right on the end down there. Those two. Oh, right in here.
Vintage?
Okay, you're good.
I wanna make
Now
sure.
this is what you do. You don't waste any, don't waste any, and you take the
You
excess.
can in that little green.
So you really have to like press it down.
Press it and
wind
get it through that screen.
And
You don't have to save everything, but the more you save, the
Let me go
less you
get
have
it.
to more, So then you pull it up, get these two corners and pull it up to there.
Yeah.
Come on then.
I'm gonna go get some vintage linen.
Okay. So look how it bled here a little bit, but we can fix that, no big deal. So then make sure you push that down wherever it ended.
Just do the trim first,
What color are you doing now?
and then you'll see
This
how
way.
you don't have to take it.
But since she's taking forever, we have
I
to do a
know.
little bit of everything.
See, you should put Christ in another color so it stands
Yeah, you
out.
can put Christ in another color. You can put it in Nantucket, it'll be pretty.
Yeah, or something that it'll stand out for you. I think that'd be so
Or you can do
pretty.
the mustard, which looks like gold. Do you two do chocolate flowers?
I do. I need this to dry.
No,
flowers.
No, being a designer.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I meant.
my friends would just die.
Why?
My friends are like, well, so I work with, I'm a nurse, so I work with a bunch of girls and they know I can craft. And so I brought them all over to my house and my husband made homemade lasagna, they had alcohol, and we made Christmas cards. I like Stampin' Up! So I designed 5 cards. They didn't pay anything. This was my gift to them. They made 5 Christmas cards. They want more now. What's for Easter? And then they're like, when they left, they're like, I want homemade ornaments. So I did design ornaments and give away homemade ornaments.
And it probably would have, but
See,
it
I
was solid
think these
wood.
are the most fun I want to do workshops or
So,
Yes.
and
chalk and sip.
How much is the initial?
Yeah.
I mean, it's right?
Yeah.
How much is the initial investment?
$99.
Well, what do you get?
8 transfers, 5 paste,
You're still living.
40% off,
Just send
and
it.
we can fix it.
And if we do, we can.
Okay.
So if I have a party and then sign up, will that go towards it?
If you have to, go to the bathroom. Yeah. Because it's ready.
You can
It's
sign
right
up
over here.
whenever you want. And when you do your workshop, most of the time we charge $35 per person, right?
Here. First door on the right.
So everything
The blue
is
doors.
because these are reusable. Chalk paste is reusable. You can take some off, but we're not gonna rub anymore. See, you took long there, so it's okay.
I don't think she had enough paint there. It didn't look like
You wanna
it.
do it again?
Like a
Cause
braid
look,
of
she has
putting
spots in
stuff.
them on there.
No, you don't have.
She's scared. This is
Yeah.
what happens the
Yeah.
first time.
No, get it.
No, you're fine.
much that time. Okay, so now decide what you're gonna use over there.
What do you suggest in the middle or the first area?
And then you can sell anything, you can sell through your website, that's 25% commission. But you get 40% off everything.
So like all the templates you sell through your website,
You
they
get 25%.
give you 25%.
And you don't have to do anything through the website. So you pay $19.99 a month to, Chalk Couture maintains your website. So whatever's sold out is sold out. Make sure you press it down like wherever it stops. Okay, so,
What was that? What color was it?
cake batter.
Cake band.
Look at the guys spraying up the paint.
Yeah, you can turn it on. Unless you start getting hot flashes, you're gonna have to run, turn it back on.
No, mine gives you hot flashes.
That's why I eat ice, because I just get hot flashes because I'm getting old. So I eat a lot of
There
ice.
too.
I eat a lot of ice. It's bad. Huh? Yeah, and I know who has the softest ice. Stars, Sonic.
You like the Polar Pop Ice?
Is that what it's called?
Polar Pop Ice? In Phoenix, that's what it's called.
Oh yeah, just melts
It's a
in your
huge
mouth.
thing
Yes.
there. Kids will say, Mom, can we get a Polar Pop? And it's all about the ice. It ain't about what's in that cup. It's just they want some ice.
If you get it on your clothes, most of the time it comes off because it's water soluble. The only one that might not come off is the red, the black, brown, because of the pigments. Yeah. Same thing with this. You're done completely? Did you do
When you do a
Philippians?
piece,
Oh, do you
it's
want it?
better to lay it on, of course, I guess I should have mentioned this way earlier, light first. And then if you want it darker, you can do another coat. But with chalk paint, like I said, since it dries so fast, you can do it light first. and
There's the
second,
dryer
you
over
take
here
it
if y'all
off.
need to use the blow dryer. Because you know we want instant gratification.
Okay.
Yeah?
And it's really, to me, it's a whole lot easier, when you do solid wood. Try to get solid wood pieces, ladies, when you go, to the flea market or garage sale. One, they'll last you longer, and they're easier to work with. When you start using something like,
If you're doing a really big piece also, you
not
can
like,
put damp paper towels on
cheap,
top of it,
press board.
just to keep it moist.
When you get the press board, one, it usually has like a clear coat on it or
Okay,
something.
stop, stop. It's okay,
And
don't worry
you
about it.
really,
Just
for the
pour
most
it
part,
out.
can't sand those. You
You can put it right there in that black pattern.
So, in other words, don't get the cheap press board.
Okay, put it over there. Now we're gonna clean your corrections. Either get a wet one and you can take it off, or wait till it dries.
Yeah, and then
So you can wipe it off. Just no le talles mucho because this is
It'll
not
bring it
sealed.
off.
Yeah.
Drip it on there.
Yeah, you made her nervous. Okay,
Okay, we're gonna wash them.
yeah. Okay, that I would let it dry, but like, lend me that after you dried it. See, like right here, where it came out of the line, you can just scratch it. And you clean that edge,
Mr. Bennett.
but you have to wait.
Yes, look at it, they're drying, their pieces are drying too fast. And your shot.
Oh, hers? Oh, there's, okay.
Yes, and your shot would, Are you getting hot, so I can turn back on?
No, because she's, doing a thick coat on him, it's gonna take her a while.
Who is?
Turn it on?
You can turn it back on.
Yeah, turn it this way. Yeah, I need it too.
Okay, so just wait till it dries. Maybe you can fix that. R is the only place I see.
I can't see without.
The S. Are you done?
Are you
can
gonna
see
want
some
to
wet
just
spots
press?
there.
Yeah,
Or are you gonna leave it like that?
that's really wet up there. That's what I wanted to dry.
Yeah.
Can you tilt the fan down that way too?
Since it's all thick.
And push it down.
Actually, I
You
want
can
to
put it
see
higher
how,
too. Raise up.
uh, Well, no, not that, because it had a clear coat on it, I only see the side of it.
She's from up north, she won't.
It's wet there, but.
Oh, I'm
But
from
she-
the cold.
She's
The
already
negatives.
acclimated down here. Okay, so, are you gonna use more stuff?
But you do have, you're gonna have to wait till.
Mister,
Yes, ma'am.
can you give me that little wreath right there?
Yeah, you can do it. Oh, then you can do it. Distress it?
Another 1995.
No, it's only $6.50.
Start on the bottom because.
Or maybe you have something at home,
And you can start
or if
distressing.
you wanna do this, if you wanna do it all Chalk Couture, you
It
can
would
do
be
Chalk
really
Couture.
pretty. You know what's out now? The cotton.
Do the distressing on the bottom and then.
Michael's, I
By
bought
the
a
time you
bunch
get to
of
the top, you'll be
cotton.
done with
The cotton.
Because you're only gonna distress the sides, right?
Yeah. They have some flowers in that. You can put that all in.
Yeah. We also, in Chalk Couture, we have the cotton.
So all your little trends, little.
Oh, is that a
Just-
Chalk Couture wreath? Oh, that's cheap. $1.95.
Depending on how much you want to
Okay, so we're gonna let it dry. What do you wanna do anything else? What do you wanna do?
If you want to do it down the middle, you can, but just do your ends and you don't see off the others.
What?
Because you,
Dude,
What
I'm
happened
guessing
to
your
your
daughters
ass?
don't want
Ass?
to.
I know,
She can't. She
We're
has
gonna
to
fix it
wait.
up.
Calm down.
It's like, what else are we gonna do?
Calm down.
And that's real good for the first time. Do you know what you did? No. So, look in that little basket behind you over there. There's those little brushes.
That one right there?
And Mr. Lovely assistant over there.
This is so cute.
The assistant.
So like you use anyone, whatever you're gonna be comfortable with, and just get the paste.
Here's a character, exactly. That's why sometimes having the old cheap brushes are better.
If you have a steady
It
hand.
depends on what you want, yeah.
When you know we can clean it up.
But then there is like over the top, like, I know.
Miss Katie, right? The bottom of that
That's
leg
what
on that
that's why
side
if
near
you
you.
notice a lot of us ladies keep a lot of the
All
old
the way
brushes
under the spindle.
because they're better.
Under the spindle, I see some little black. If that doesn't bother you,
Where's
it
the,
does bother you.
let's see how the knee is on it?
Yeah. That's what I.
I can
my
clean that
glass
off and we can overlay it again and do it again.
Okay.
Or you can do it with a silicone brush. Come on.
Also, remember is where silicone brush.
You can use a regular brush too.
But do you see how it looks? You see how it has like a matte finish?
Yeah.
That's your chalk paint. Now, if you want it to be shiny, that's when you use, polyurethane or polyurethane. You can spray it or you can brush it. I like to spray, I'm lazy. It's entirely up to you. But you can leave it like that. That will be your matte finish. It's like a dull paint. But, I mean, the way I see it is, why do you want to make an whole piece look shiny right off of Target kind of thing, you know? So, I like dull. I like this. And see how it looks from
See, when I say I craft, this is stuff I do. I made that. It's a wicker basket. It has a hard bottom. My husband actually made that one.
Ladies, let me show you something really quick. If you guys can look at this red, you see how right here it's wet and how it's dry? You can tell because of the solid wood. The better, this was what, 2x4s or what's the red? It's gonna soak in, and so it's gonna look darker. So that's why it's better to do a sample first before you do your piece, because you don't know what color, because it does not look like cherry red. And it's more like a burgundy kind of thing. So practice on a piece first of the same type of wood a little bit, and then see the color that's gonna come out. But like I said, if you don't like it in the end, you can take it off. You can do you can sand it off, or distress it, add another color, and then that can be your primary.
So if you don't
bottom.
have like the screen, you can always make it on. You have a curtain.
And then this one,
You could make it with content paper. Do download your JPEG if you don't have like a screen or something.
Yeah, I saved the images for keep it for the shirt. Like all the way. My daughter.
can wax it. Now, we do not. DIY does have wax, just to give it a thin coat on it. 'Cause
So you
outside
just
the bench,
warm water?
I just use
Just
regular
regular
water.
water.
Yeah, don't use too hot, it might take some of that stickiness off.
Oh, okay.
So just regular tap water. So just let it dry a little bit. And also, once you let it dry, since I used it at the last event, if you use disinfectant wipes and wipe the stickiness in the back, sometimes it rejuvenates, whatever that word is.
Kind of like the cricket.
Yeah.
I will wax it, it'll be okay. You wanna really see it?
I know.
You might
But
wanna-
ladies,
you can do
on,
one DIY.
the DIY paint, she asked if you can have it outside. You can have it outside.
Yes.
All you have to do is put, depending on what you want. I used, it was, I think it was a 2x6, I think it was, or 2x8, I'm not even sure. I did a bench. You know how everybody, I don't know if you've seen them on Pinterest, on the headboards? Okay, I found one actually in the middle of the road. And no, Joyce gave it to me, now that I remember.
Hi guys, sorry.
And I made a bench out of it. And actually did the bench, left it outside for about 2 years. So now it actually looks weathered, like if you try to distress it here, that's how it looks. And all I did was wax it. I didn't put a clear coat on it. And it looks great. Now I did, because they were gonna sit on it, I did sand it, because I didn't want them to get, stickers on their butt. But depending on what you want, if you want it to last longer, polyurethane. If you want it to weather pretty good, just wax it.
What do you
It all
wax
depends.
it with?
We have DIY wax also. There's actually
my
3 kinds of
God.
waxes. Now let me tell you this, the dark wax, that's the only time you can make a mistake. If you want to use the dark wax, I suggest you use the clear wax first and then do the dark wax, because if you just put the dark wax first, once you put it on, and you made a mistake, it's not coming off unless you sand it off, okay? When you do the clear wax, it's sort of like you put the clear, and then you do the dark, and you can play with it. As long as it's still wet, you can play with it. But if you put the dark first, it's on there, okay? So get the clear, and then get the dark if you want it. Now they also actually have a white wax. That one is if you do something like this, dark colors, like a red one.
Hi, Rita.
And then you do a little bit of the white wax, it's gonna look antique-ish. It has that like a white film to it, you know what I mean? So that one's really pretty. So it all depends on what you wanna do to it, where you're gonna put it, and how you want it to look. So this one, you can actually, if you want to do the dark wax, it'll even look oh. So how are you guys liking it when you get out of it? On this one,
It has a little sensor right here.
Put it in front of the fan.
because you're gonna want to get some of those cuttings and those gestures and sand it. If it doesn't come off too much, it probably will, but it'll take a lot of help.
She did that with, it's called a transfer. It's got a silk screen, it's done so you can stick your finger.
That's not a big deal.
Oh, so that's different.
It's got a silk screen.
But they're all curvy, so
It's all together, just kind of.
Yeah, so you can see the net inside the silk screen. So you have less chances of it bleeding or anything like that. But this one's been used a lot. And it's discontinued, they don't have it anymore, so. There's other scriptures, other inspirational things that are out in the new catalog, but that one's not back in there.
it doesn't be dripping water, just
Fun to do.
Hello?
So it's still wet when it's all dry.
you can do it right.
You
It's
miss,
just gonna take
you
a
miss
little bit.
underneath or just there. You might be thinking the.
Down here?
Yeah, we make a lot of different kinds.
No, I mean down there.
So you know they put
Oh, right here?
Different type things.
it
And then, there's 2 different strips. I'm gonna give you a sample if you want to add a little bit of gold.
So you wanna do the next
I
layer
like
for the
about
top?
this, it has that little.
And this is the bohemian blue and 157 with a little bit of gold.
Yeah.
So you painted first the blue at the bottom and you came back and.
Dry brush, just. And then that final part was the gold. Is it right?
So, if you wanna do, she's talking a little
We
bit about
have a
that.
website you can order them from. I do have them here. But you can flip through and see what you want to purchase. And we do have the chalk paste as well.
Oh, is that what you use for this?
Mhm.
Oh, that's paste.
Yes, this is paste. This company is called Chalk Couture. That company is called DIY Paint. But we like to use them together. They're so awesome. Okay, so you try and fit it back on there. We're gonna fit this. Yeah. we're
Yeah,
gonna
it's a
try and
transfer.
fit the E in. Probably the E didn't come on because we didn't put it.
No.
And Patricia's also just signed up with Chalk Couture, so she's a designer. You can buy from
No,
her
they
as
already-
well.
You don't do, in other words, do you want it to have certain wording or whatever? No.
They
Well,
will
it
fill the
does have
fonts.
individual letters.
Yeah, right there is the catalog.
On the screen, but with like that screen. So then I would have to make my own
Oh.
or whatever.
And the fonts are really easy to set up because they have little registration marks. So when they're like parentheses, and you just make a little circle and they match up perfectly.
You can if you want to.
Yes, you have them aligned, but they're not all wonky. Okay, you want to do it or you want me to do it?
But there's,
I think you should do it.
11, or it's already in the works. So it has a little font.
Just the E and the
Yeah, it does, really cute. Yeah, it's on there. And see how it has, see it has letters? It has the flowers if you want to do that.
I get along. I'm generous.
But, look at that. Yeah, that's what I do. On the index cards that I handed out to you ladies is actually my website. So if you do want to buy some of the Chalk Couture stencils and paints,
It is, right?
just go
Just
on to
get
the
it up
website
front
and
and then-
pretty much have your catalog and then you can purchase them. You don't have to, if you want to sign up, that'll be great if you plan on doing a lot of DIY projects. But if you don't want to invest the type of money to be a designer, you can become like a monthly club member. That's actually, I think, $20 a month. They actually pick what they want and send it to you, and they give you, I think it's like a size B, which is, I think it's smaller than the one she's working on right now. And they do give you like a sample paint also. So it's enough just to do one kind of thing if you like it. But they decide which one. Now, if you want to sign up, you get 45% off in the buy. So it's easy. Just to invest. And especially like what I wanted to do, and I mean, I think she showed you the catalog, but she's passing around the actual catalog. But if you, like myself, I mean, I've already done the painting. I've already figured out how to do this. Now I want to start embellishing on my pieces. Because everybody, you know, if you've noticed, is doing the chalk painting. So everybody's going to be selling it. But if you want to do something different, go a little bit further out and learn something new, you can start adding words, roses, flowers. Like I told you, she wants to do like a little farm for her farm. And there's little farm pictures, there's little sheep, there's a farm truck. You can add all that to your pieces. But you can, I mean, you can do anything with the chalkboard. You can paint anything on this, like I said. Metal, glass, the chalkboards, like I said, mostly everybody does chalkboards in black, but you can do any color. Right. This is chalkboard. You can do it in yellow. You can do it whatever. Like I said, go to Goodwill or flea markets, buy mirrors. The mirrors are so much better to do chalkboards. Someone was asking me this, I can't remember what it was. They said, how do you do the chalkboards? Ladies, I went to the Goodwill. Try to go early. It's always good to go early. And I went to the furniture, and right away I saw this mirror, man. I went straight over there. $20. Gorgeous. I mean, it was heavy, and it was about this high. So I stood there, and I was like, how do I carry this thing over there? Because I didn't want to get it. Beautiful solid wood piece. $20 or $25. I can't remember. I sold it for $225. It was gorgeous. It came out so pretty. The thing is that here, and this is where you learn. At first, I didn't do the DIY metallics. I was just doing the paint. I wasn't doing the metallics. So in my being a genius, I went ahead and tried spray paint. And the thing with spray paint is that it shows all the imperfections of your piece, okay? Like really bad. But I went ahead because I wanted to do it gold, spray painted it gold. And I was like, okay, that looks ugly.
Hi, thank you
And
for
so I just let it
watching.
dry.
Sorry,
Then
we're
what
real
I did
busy,
is
so
I
just
had
watch
like a
and
deep
enjoy.
rich orange, the one that we have and
Hi,
then
Deborah.
I painted after the spray paint had dried up. Then I painted it orange, and this was around Halloween time, so it was a great color around that time. And what happened was once I started distressing the way you're distressing now, the gold popped out. So then it was a burnt orange with gold trimming, and it was gorgeous. And actually I kept it for a year before I sold it. It was gorgeous. And then of course, you know, just get some blue painter's tape, cover the wood, and then use that for your chalk paint, you know, to do the blackboard. Simple. You can also do, I'm sure you guys have seen at the Dollar Tree, where they sell those little metal cheap trays that look sort of gaudy. Chalk paint, and then you can use it as a magnet board. Really nice. Believe me, there's a lot of stuff on Pinterest. You guys just gotta go on Pinterest of all the things you can do. A lot of this stuff we buy at the dollar store, or Dollar Tree, or wherever. And then once you do the chalk paint, or you add a little wording to it, I think Miss I think she did some, but I don't think she bought them at the Dollar Tree. Beautiful plain cups, and just add wording. You got beautiful cups. They're monogrammed, or a word saying like love, or I love you to the moon and back.
With Chalk Couture, you do that?
Yeah.
And then you have to treat it, right? When you do it on a
When you
cup?
do it with ink, yes, you have to heat set it, so that way it's permanent. You could also do it with paste on enamel or glass, but you have to spray seal it, because, you know, everything's gonna wash out once you wash it. So, but yeah, we have ink as well. I put some transfers over there in the paste that I have available, but maybe I'll wanna hold off, so if you're gonna use Chalk Couture, to try it out first and see if you wanna buy something, okay? You don't have to buy anything. but-
Yeah. It's just also where's the little tray? Let me see.
The paste, it's over here, when we get over here.
No, the $10 little kits that you had. Where did it
Moved
go?
over.
Okay. If you guys don't, like I said, if you don't want
now what are we
to,
doing? We're gonna do this,
if you want to just check
you
it
wanna
out
do
for right
something
now.
else? Or do you wanna put a wreath on there?
Here's small little kits,
Do you wanna put a big bow on there?
and it has like a little ornament inside, chalkboarded, and then it has a little squeegee, and then it has a little cute wording in it, and it has one use of paint. These are $10. You can try them to see, oh, I like it, or no, I don't like it. That way you can invest more later if you want.
So
But
all
she's
the
got
master
these
has to
for
do is put that thing in the
$10,
bag.
and everyone has different wording, so depending on what
Wanna pick it up so they
what
can
you
see
want.
it?
But those are cute,
Pick it up so they
just
can
to
see it?
start off.
People here can see it?
That's what that is. But just a smaller scale kind of thing.
That's good.
Yeah,
Get
so,
closer.
He'll tell you when.
Yeah, move your arm out of the way.
so like,
Babe.
It's heavy.
this right here, you know, like I said, simple frame,
Okay,
you can actually
Almost
chalk
done.
paint it,
yeah, not
and
done
then,
yet.
or just leave it like that. And put the little words on there, put, solid black or gold or something.
Ms. Mina, I'm also a producer. I'm also a producer.
Thank you.
Yes.
Director,
Yeah,
producer.
director.
That's actually a fabric that I
The
have.
side hustle.
Yeah, just put fabric inside. Also, check this out. These are just little things to pretty up your house. I mean, small projects that you can start. I mean, here's a frame that I got. I did chalk paint the front. And I was like, I don't like the white. So then turn it around and use solid wood. I put I can't remember where I got the heart. And then just hang it over the, pretend the back is chalk paint. Put this on top, and on my blackboard, it stands out because it's red. A simple, nice little ribbon. It looks really pretty. If you go on, my full name's on it, Patricia Munoz. If you want to go on my Facebook page, it shows all the little small things I'm doing in between my big pieces, because I do big pieces too. But it's simple. You don't have to go to Hobby Lobby and spend $15 on something that you can make your own. You know what I mean? Those little things make us very happy, Mr. Van White. So it's, and, you know, and you sort of, it ties everything together. I don't know if you're gonna want to give it like your style.
You said distress, I decided to get
Just a little bit of water. That's all you could be. And then first start out soft to see how it looks. So you want it darker? More stronger, much better. Yeah, 'cause it's still a little tiny. Entirely up to you, if you want, yeah.
You're gonna show them how to distress with a wet one?
On hers? That's still a little
Anyways,
wet.
whoever's
Oh,
gonna,
no, we're almost fit.
yeah, you don't have to completely dry.
No, well, no, because, the thing is she's probably thinking of doing a double coat, right? Yeah. So she's just gonna
Yeah,
hold
you're
off on
gonna
it.
have to-
But she saw the other ones. Yeah, and she's just touching up hers, but she distressed. They already distressed.
Oh. I would distress a lot more, but that's just me. I'm very distressed or stressed. Okay, so,
How far to go or what, so.
usually where you distress is where it would normally wear, which is,
Here, right?
yeah, the
But I
edges.
think I need, because I tried it with wet, and I think I need.
I think she wants like, would you like a real water thing?
No, thank you.
There's
Let's
hiding
hold off on
about
that.
sandpaper.
Like
With
sandpaper,
sandpaper,
maybe?
right?
Yeah.
You know, I don't use sandpaper because I think it's too much work and it's dirty. I just use a little plain
But
one.
I guess I ran out. I probably need one that's a little.
You know, like a t-shirt or whatever. And then if you want it, you just peel over it. That's why I like this, because it goes so well with fruit. They're gonna, again, go on YouTube, and they're doing what, see, so you do it in different places when they're doing it. Yeah. Lauren,
What it is, there's one that's a they did it all mess.
I don't like it, feel it all.
I like the low distress look. It's been
It looks like more worn out.
So, and some people, my dad would say, ay, tanto trabajo, ahora ese día está todo usado.
That's probably what my husband's gonna
And I would
say.
beat her with a chain, and I would do so many things with it. It's like, it's been around 1,000 years. So. Okay, so where were we over here?
Oh yeah, so cleaning up the letter, like right here.
Okay.
So it's a matter of just kind of using this little tool.
Like I said, on the index card, ladies, is the website. If you want to go and find more stencils or paints or what have you, and ideas on the chocolate store. I am starving.
We got strawberries?
So you want to use water instead.
Did you leave me in it?
I like the scratching better.
You can undo this one.
Did you leave one? Just the cabitos, the little greenery. I don't like the greenery.
Like I said, I mean, if you plan on doing this for like several projects, or what have you, or you want to.
And after you stand away from it, you're not even gonna see it.
I'm gonna see it.
Is that, yeah, some people are OCD.
She's like that.
I am. Some things I should, you know, there are some things.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna find ones that aren't.
You're gonna go home and like mention
Oh,
that she
ladies, let
messed
me
up
pick
the.
out her name. I'm sorry. Did everybody put their name in the bowl? If you didn't, you better give it to me. Because I'm going to pick out a name. Or, you know what?
Hi, Ellie.
Let Mr. Vanna pick a name.
Assistant.
No, don't look. I don't want you. If you get your wives, we're picking again.
I'm the assistant. And you're, next year, assistant. There you go. Assistant.
You don't speak español. The six of us, right? 3, 4, 5,
2,
6.
4, 6. There should be
Look
6,
up when
right?
you flip, because you can still see the name.
I can't see it.
Pick one. Make sure you just pick one.
Oh, there's no double right.
Oh my God!
Where are you sending us? What island?
Let's see, Raul Garcia.
Oh God, that
No,
is.
no, but look.
It's true?
He picked his wife's
Are
name.
you serious?
I y'all saw me just grab it, okay?
Okay, pick another one. Pick another one. I'm gonna give. That's from her. I'm gonna give out something. No,
It turned out good. Look it.
it's beautiful.
By saying that you were gonna pick it.
Okay, here goes, here goes.
Okay, here's the second one.
Veronica again, did you pick twice? I'm just
How
kidding.
many did you put in there?
Abby comes out there.
Hey, there you go. Woo! Way to go, lady.
See, I blessed you by getting saying it and then take my name. Okay.
Excuse the Christmas package, but I really hope you like what's inside. I want you to show it off. I want you to
Distress it.
Hey, even matches your shirt. Isn't those are called CBs?
Phoebe?
Yes. And they are they're beautiful. Thousands of CBs on
That's
there.
because she likes more.
I hope you like it.
It's beautiful. If you're happy,
But yeah.
What do you think?
Thank your husband.
I know. No, I would.
yes, it's $15. This size is 15. Then we have the bigger one. With this one, you can do 3 or 4 projects.
Pretty good size projects, yeah. There is a lot of little ones.
This
that
is water. Well, we can get it here. So live with it like that, or distress it and you don't like it. You don't see it.
They don't see it.
Do we have to see it?
Once you're good with it, then you can, but you don't have to. If you're gonna have it indoors, you don't have to.
If you're gonna put something wet or hot.
Yeah, if you're gonna put something on it, yeah, no, it's good.
You can seed it and you can always sand it down with sander.
Yeah.
But if you're happy, it's yours. You're living with it. You're the one that's paying her $35. So if you're happy,
I was telling her that I know what my husband's gonna say when I get home. But you didn't do a good job with me.
a lot of men are like that. A lot of men are like that. And then if you distress them more, no, oh wow.
You paid $35
For that? Because I could have done that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Are you done? Are we done? Are you happy? Did you try with the Q-tip?
Oh, yeah, I do a little bit right here.
Did you like it better? It's gotta dry. Or with a Q-tip, you can add a little bit of the apothecary.
You don't have to do a lot. You can be very
If you're not happy, you're not gonna be able to see.
It looks good from here.
Like you're not gonna need you in here.
As I get further away, Miss Van, it looks better.
It looks real good. So, yeah.
As I get further away.
When you distress, you do the raised edges.
Good yellow. So, and like I said, if
Normally
you
where
don't,
you're good.
if you really,
Because maybe
really
the cat
want to
kept
stress it,
rubbing his tail
get a
right
sander.
there.
I'm telling
Or
you,
the dog.
sanding.
But usually it's the raised
Get the little
edges.
mouse.
Now I gotta paint it.
No, you don't have to. I'm just, it's
Okay,
just
the
a
sanding is what's gonna
suggestion.
kill you.
Because
But
where
if you
would
get
it
like,
normally wear?
Like 6 pieces, 6 sheets in there.
Or somebody threw a ball and it chipped it off too.
See, this is why I
Just
needed
doing
you.
that really quick.
There, I got a ball over here.
Huh?
I got a ball over
Now,
here.
you said even inside you want, you can seal it with a wax.
This is with the wax. You have waxes back there, right?
Yes.
She has waxes.
And I have polyurethane if you're gonna put it outside. Or put it
I
in
was
If you
thinking
want
that
it
I wanna
shiny,
paint
the
mine.
wax, the DIY wax is also,
bold.
ladies, when you use the DIY wax, when you put it on, it might change the color of your, it might look like it's changing the color of your piece. Don't worry about it. It's gonna look darker, but once it dries, it goes back to the way it was. So don't freak out when you see it all like, what? Stop, no. It will change color. Once it dries, it goes back to the way it was. And it's still gonna look matte. It's not gonna be shiny. The DIY wax will not make it shiny. If you want it to be shiny, then get the Hollywood.
You can use a shiny.
But that you have to do outside.
And when you put the paste on, or the wax, what is it gonna do?
It just seals it. Yeah.
The DIY.
But yeah, it just, and like I said, it gives it a very, very light shine, but not like Hollywood.
Because they also have the mat party, which it doesn't show.
Yeah. I just, me
So you do
personally,
your
I just don't
edges?
like polyurethane because one,
Your
it just
edges.
melts.
Here and there.
Like bad. You gotta do it
And there.
outside. And I just don't like.
I would,
I wanna
I wanna
use
get
that.
in there and
You
not
wanna have
feel,
a good time with it
but
while you're doing
I
it.
never distressed
Yeah.
before.
You can actually, and if you look at some of the DIY
Advice is
videos,
well
you'll see
taken.
all these ladies painting in their house. Because
and
it
you don't
doesn't
have to
smell.
distress, it's
I
just.
want to
you know,
distress.
That's just the look.
See, I
and-
distressed the top of it.
Yeah, and I would just do the edges and maybe like rub somewhere like this on the top on the plate and then somewhere opposite.
The top
So,
of the
what
plate's
do you,
gonna get
what do
enough
you
rubbing.
ladies
It's a
think?
plant.
Let me get your feedback. What did you think about chalk paint? Did you like it? Or wasn't what you thought?
It was terrible. It was not what I thought.
It's more
I
natural.
highly recommend it.
It's definitely not like latex at all.
No, I love it. You make a mistake and you don't have to sand it off. You can clean it right up.
It has some work. Yeah, there's a lot more over there. So yeah, you can definitely like even the cute
I
little red
love
beige
that,
over
that the
here.
dark
You
is
can do
coming
like a little
back up.
monogram on there. Everybody could have a monogram. Oh, that's cute. Miss Joyce. I'm sorry, printing. Diane. If you said everybody has a bench, you can do monograms on each one. Yeah. That'd be cute. So you would get a letter, everybody knows it, and then maybe a little wreath around it
Don't
with
sit
the-
on my bench.
Yes, that'd be cute. But did everybody like I hope everybody enjoyed the class. We're hopefully going to be doing another one on March 9th. We'll be looking at my Facebook page and then also Antiques and Collectibles
Now
we'll
I
be
think I have a
posting
small one of
also.
those. They're on order, they should be
But
coming in next week.
it'll get, like the next
That's
trip
one of my
will
favorites.
be a little bit, not harder, but more work, I guess if you want to say. And then we'll do hopefully some more chocolate.
The mermaid tail,
So
the
you can
whole
add on to the
57
piece. If you
is
want to bring that one back and then add stuff to it, we can do that. If you want to do another layer or add some trimming to it, we can do that too.
If I was gonna go with that color of this, you would recommend that I just sand it a little bit in this area up here?
You don't have to. If you're going to add another layer to it,
This would be done. I'm thinking of that then.
yeah, if you're going to do another layer to it, you don't, what I do is I wait till it's all done and then you sand it so that you can see what you need to sand. So basically, like if you have these little tips right here, don't worry about that. So if you add another layer to it, then after it's all dry, when you sand it, it'll come right off. Believe me, you're not going to see none of this right here. They will come off once you start distressing it or sanding it. Really simple. And then depending, like I said, if you want to look really weathered, distress it more. If not, but I say just do a little bit at a time. And if you want more, then put it more.
Yeah,
But
because if you do
see
too
this
much,
right
you
here?
gotta clean it again.
I suggest you sand that just a little bit, but you might be surprised that if you're gonna do it right on top, and that's gonna be part on the bottom, it might look pretty. It just all depends. If it doesn't, sand it, make it smooth, and go with it. You can. This can actually be your primary color, be the first one, okay? And then if you wanna add another, which we'll completely do the next class, when you add another one and let it dry, you can actually do it a thick coat, okay? That one's not gonna be too much distressing. You're gonna do a thick coat cover completely where you don't see the white. When you start distressing it, the white is gonna pop out. Yeah. And that is really pretty. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Do you guys have any questions for me? I will be more than happy to answer anything. The trash can is actually right here. If you have to go to the bathroom before you go, I can give you the key. If you, and if you want to leave a deposit for the next class, you can do that. Oh, we don't? Oh, sorry. I was like, oh, some changed.
Yeah, she was asking me about taxes, and I'm like, no, you don't. What, you don't? No, you don't, but if you want one about it,
I don't know. Watch it. When my comes in, Actually, get that Wednesday. I think we'll do it within the week. So if you don't wanna, if you go onto the website, you don't see something.
Okay, I'm sorry, what was your question?
Oh, no, that was just, okay. I have no strawberries. What the heck? Yes. And guys,
I'm finally feeling my hair stand up.
guys, and oh my God, pots. I love doing pots. It's just because of the texture, it just comes out, one comes out totally different from the other. Yeah, yeah. You can do that. If you want to do it, just lightly dip it. And then you can even tap it on something. And then just, that's called,
Okay, you guys, we're gonna turn it off right now and we're gonna try and take a final picture. Thank you guys for joining us.